Hello, my name is Chad and this is Growing with Chad. Thank you for taking some time to see how Maria and I are doing. We look much different than last time you saw us, and that's a good thing. Between the last video and here, I did a good bit of work. The plastic crating is strong, but it's also kind of flimsy, so I reinforced some areas. This thing is massive, and it needs to be a little bit more rigid. All that is okay because the foam should give it strength, and hopefully it'll act like a rebarb system. Oh, plus I started piping in the water features. Here is me doing some of that work. I didn't use the video because it was really hard to see what I was doing. I want to thank anyone who watched my first couple of videos because they're pretty rough. Not saying that this is much better, but growth is happening. Part of this whole thing is showing progress through the process, and this is part of me learning. Now I'm trying to figure out the valves. They take up way more room than I thought, and this space is tight. The tubing isn't as flexible as I'd like, so I'm fighting it. Controlling these water features is a big deal. Maria's inspiration is a pocket of Puerto Rico, and I imagine waterfalls from the cliffs above. The morning fog rolling into a small corner of a house that's sitting on the edge of the sea. Water trickling down from all sides and plants filling the space. This piping is what will give Maria life and is essential to creating a sustainable environment. The moving water prevents stagnation and rot, oxygenates the water for good bacteria to grow, and keeps the humidity up. On a different level, the movement signals that Maria is alive and finding a rhythm. This is the work that we do that doesn't get recognition. To the untrained eye, it doesn't look like progress at all. But this is what makes everything happen. Taking a second to see the work I did helps keep me motivated, and the music keeps me moving. So I do have a construction background, and I've done a lot of things in my life. For whatever reason, I didn't put clamps on these tubes and thought that hot glue would hold them together. Watching me do this is really tough. I was afraid of cutting the tubing and making a mistake, so I kept leaving myself a lot of slack. I had an idea of what I wanted, but I never committed. This, combined with the fact that I'm not using elbows, really limited me. There wasn't enough room for the manifold I was thinking of. My hands were getting caught on the plastic and the tubing was everywhere. And I couldn't help but think of how many times in my life things were made so much harder by not committing, leaving myself so much slack that I can't manage around it. I let indecision guide me because I'm too afraid of saying what I want and going with it 100%. I doubt myself and expect to get it right at the same time. The expectation of getting it right all at once holds me back and gets in my way. I'm not saying that things would have turned out much differently, but maybe I would have had more fun instead of doubt. And that's what this is all about, having fun. You're getting a first-hand view at me losing my perspective and taking it all way too seriously. Putting pressure on myself to get things right just keeps me locked in place, when taking a step in any direction will get me a lot further. But that's what happens when we put energy into something. In our mind, it becomes bigger than it actually is. It holds more significance and it's more impactful. The frustrations I was feeling were definitely bigger than my problem. I stopped dancing and moving with the music because my problems were louder than the beat. I lost my perspective, so there's nothing to do but take a break. Lunch really helped. Coming back refreshed and focused, I was able to move my frustrations to the side and continue on. The same issues kept creeping up, and I knew the tubing was off. There was hardly any room in here for the valves, and turning them would be difficult. But that's tomorrow's issue. I knew that the tubing would have to be revisited, so I accept that this issue would evolve with Maria in hopes of figuring it out. I put the tubing in as good as I could, and I let it be. Next step is the spray foam, so I'm taping the back to prevent a mess and to get a consistent back. I feel pretty confident that this thing will hold together, and I'm optimistic. I know there's a lot of work to do, but I'm excited to see it unfold. Thanks for watching. If you have any questions, comment below.